9:43, a little bit of change. We're getting through this Wednesday together. Denise.
You'll be all right.
Christy. It was a pleasure being at the Community Hope Center's wonderful trivia night.
Thank you.
I want to point out that I was very selfishly said, we, the table, was in first place all up until the last two rounds. And quite honestly, we fell off the vine and finished third. But we had a good time. I got 3 baskets out of the deal, made the missus happy, got to see Denise and the gang. And what I thought was so cool, and Denise, I know you saw this too, is all the folks that I just got to reconnect with that were all a part of just a really cool mission. How's everything been, Christy, overall, before we dive into what you and Denise...
Yeah, it's been great. We had a really good turnout. Totally surprised. Going in, you're wondering, are the tables going to fill and such? But we ended up with 24 tables.
That's huge.
And they were completely full. So, and we had well over 60 donated baskets and then gift cards and things like that. So we ended up with about $19,000 that we totally cleared.
Well, and
that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And during the event, Christy, you were telling me that, or you're telling us that there was a need really badly for fundraising. Fill me in on what the fundraising goal is for.
Right. So for right now, we are in the middle of a campaign because we sit on 11 acres. And we will hopefully own this 11 acres come January 1.
That
wonderful. Will be put into our name.
Wow.
Once that happens, there are some things that have to happen with the building so that we can stay in compliance with the different entities that we work with. One, the main thing is being an HVAC system. There is a food compliance portion of that where food has to be between 40 and 70 degrees at all times. And we are in an old school building. So that doesn't happen without HVAC.
And it's expensive, I'm sure.
It is very expensive. To be able to do that and then also implement the solar panels, which we're working with Ameren and getting a grant. We have to have 3-phase electric instead of 1 phase.
Wow.
So with that being said, that's over $100,000 just to get the wiring that we need in the building before we can come up with the panels and then the HVAC system. And we also have to have a new roof. And the roof is $360,000.
Wow.
So there's a lot of fundraising going on right now because we have to, and it's not really things that you're going to necessarily see as a guest.
Right. They're
going to be hidden because it's wiring and you're going to feel the coolness, but you're not going to see anything. It's kind of one of those big projects that just has to happen or we will not be able to sustain our funding from our other entities.
100%.
I want to tell you too, if you've never been out there,
I haven't. I was going to ask.
You should go out and do a tour.
Yeah.
Because it's amazing how they have everything so structured and well organized that it benefits so many people.
Absolutely. That's a good point. And Denise, that brings me to this because so many times I feel like we read the name Community Hope Center or we see it somewhere. Fill in the public a little bit of what your guys' operations and services are because I was blown away during the presentation.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad.
Really, really liked it.
Good. Thank you. So we are, number one, we are there for food insecurities, right? That is our number one thing. We serve 50 families every single day free groceries. And they come in and they have a shopping cart and they shop just like you or I would do at a grocery store. How they shop is dependent and how much they get is dependent on how many people are in their home. So when you come to us the first time, we ask for minimal paperwork. It's just proof of residency. And if you're on house, of course, you're on house, but proof of residency, proof of how many children are in your home, and then proof of income. And once we have that, say you're a family of 4, we give you a slip of paper. And on that piece of paper, it has all the amounts of each entity that you can get. So how many proteins, how many dairy, how many breads. So if you're somebody that likes white bread and not wheat bread, you can pick what you want.
That's
right?
really cool.
Yeah,
the food is amazing
for you. We have amazing things that are donated. We have slabs of ribs sometimes. We have turkeys and things like that. That's not all the time, but we have wonderful people who do, bring in things here and there.
Well, and I know it's probably, we just to touch on it, it's the fact that, you know, it's not a dehumanizing experience,
right?
You know, and not the, you know, here's what you get and go, you know,
Right.
you have the options and you have those opportunities too. That's really important.
And that is the biggest piece of what we're trying to let them have that choice.
Yeah.
So they can also, while they're shopping for groceries, they can shop for clothing, and they can take as many pieces they want. If they need 2, if they need 20, they'll come in and they'll fill the cart, and we do not tell them they cannot take it. So that's all free. Then we also have a piece of it that's called spiritual care. And that is a portion where you can go back and you can talk with someone. You're having a hard day. You can talk through that. You can ask for prayer if you would like to have that. It's not a mandatory thing, but it is an option. It's there. That is all run by volunteers.
Wow.
Every piece of it.
That's incredible.
We have 30 to 50 volunteers every single day that make CHC work.
How do we add to the list?
Yeah. We need you.
Yeah, how do we add to the
for
list?
Sure, all the time.
What number do we call, or who do we reach out to volunteer?
So you can reach out to Sherry Keller. She's the volunteer coordinator. The night that you were at trivia, she was one of the judges. So she is our coordinator, and she takes care of all that. So big companies like a Phillips 66 down to like an individual that wants to come in or do it with their family or something, she will do that.
Absolutely.
You can also work in, since we have the clothing, we have clothing donations, right? So you can bring your clothing anytime and drop your clothing off. And then we have volunteers who hang it and sort it, put it all in sizes. Shoes are all polished.
I watched that.
No kidding.
Yes.
Wow, that's awesome.
Shoes are polished. Shoe strings are put into the shoelaces and, cleaned up. And, then after that, we also have the soup kitchen. So 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, anyone in the community can come in for a hot meal.
It's like a dining room.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah,
it is.
It's a made-to-order lunch, so it's not just like, big old buffet nasty. Fresh salad every day and fresh sandwiches every day. And then depending on what amazing team is in there cooking, they'll have spaghetti or breakfast. It just depends on what they want to cook up. And they always have dessert and tea and coffee and lemonade.
Yeah, this is so cool. Do you guys have a moment to take a quick break? We'll come back with more.
Okay.
9:50, a little bit of change. We'll come back. This is such a cool conversation. The Community Hope Center and partnering up with Sparks Junk Removal. We haven't even talked about the food drive yet, have we?
We will.
I know, but I haven't even gotten to my job yet, man. I'm sorry. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back and fill you in all about that next.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
9:52. I have to wait for the music to end. As you guys have guessed today, I do not have a voice. And what I did is I put a filter on my microphone. It's a low or a high pass, so it makes me kind of sound a little bit more normal. I don't know. Christy, Denise, save me. Save me, save me.
No, this is so different than talking about trash.
I know. Well, you know, what I think's so cool about this, though, is the fact that it's just great to see all the different assets of our community coming together for this. And before we talk about the food drive, let me just fill you in. If you go to chcil.org, that's chcil.org, which is right here. You see that little box that says $100,000. That is to get you to the down payment for the start of the process,
right.
Correct?
That is just the base down payment. We still have a lot more to go after that.
Well, and what you can't see there is $100 is a groceries for two families, and for $500, that's fresh produce and dairy. $1,000 plus is a major step towards equipping the Community Hope Center. Almost $7,000 to go. We're 93% there.
We're almost there.
49 days, 14 hours, 5 minutes, and 5 seconds. But who's counting, you know?
I am. I watch it all the time.
So going into this, Denise, fill me in on the food drive. What's this all about?
Well, you know, I met Christy, and we just, I think, really had a great connection. And my wife, Jamie, and I went out and did a tour of Community Hope, and then we got involved and came to the trivia and saw what a great turnout that was.
That was huge.
And many years ago, before Christy was a part of it, many years ago, when they were doing like the Thanksgiving dinner, my sister and I would go in there along with many others, and we would deliver Thanksgiving meals to shut-ins like seniors and disabled people that weren't able to or really didn't have any family.
Right.
So reconnecting with Christy, to me, was a no-brainer. I think with the community coming together and involving, Community Hope, that we can bring in a lot of food and maybe some monetary donations. Yeah. So Sparks is going to be reaching out to all of their customer base on the junk removal side, on the dumpster side, on the weekly trash side, because we have a lot of people. And we have a drop-off box also at our facility, which is at 2201 East Broadway in Alton. No, we don't have a sign yet, but we're working on that. We're the first Pepsi building there on Broadway with a big blue awning there. So I think we're going to take donations between 9 and 3 p.m. Monday through Friday.
And then when does it end again?
It doesn't have to end.
Doesn't have to? I like this.
It doesn't have to end.
I love that.
I love this.
She's the boss of it, so it doesn't have to end. People are there's so many people out there that need this.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and see, what I think so important, and Christy, I think you see it every day, is the fact that it's not just, I think, the quote-unquote typical or the individuals we would just think of needing the help. It's folks that have, maybe just gotten laid off or lost their jobs and never had to worry about this.
It's surprising the stories that come out of there.
That's what I was going to ask you, and I don't, mean to put you on the spot with
No,
that,
you're
but
fine.
I'm sure
I'm happy to talk about that because that was what I thought of whenever I was hired, because I'm only 8 months into this.
Yeah.
So I have never worked at a food pantry prior to this. And so we all come in with what we think, right, personally, what it's going to look like and who the customers and clients and guests and all that are going to be. But what I found out quickly is that it's everyday people. It's people like us who they worked their whole life and now they are retired and their finances cannot pay for groceries and medical. And
I was just going to say that I've seen people trying to choose between, do I go to the pharmacy and get my medicine, or do I buy food?
Yeah. 100%. And then we also have a lot who are raising their grandchildren.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So an expectation they never thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
So now they have more mouths to feed. It's not what we used to think of as devastation that hit. It's truly just an oops.
Yeah.
That happened. And then it's hard to come back from that. We have a couple of guests who have been with us for just a few months shopping now. Financially, you go to their house, beautiful, huge, big house. and Dad lost his job. And Mom is trying to keep the kids in the home and not have to move. And so she's having to supplement. Yeah. And she, of course, she's trying to do it secretly and stuff like that. But it's everyone has a story.
You just never know what happens.
And it's very hard for people to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's humility and people get embarrassed about it. But look, we have our government shutdown. But before that, we had all of the people, lots of people from Boeing.
Oh, terrible.
Are they still out on strike?
I think so. I'm pretty sure. I don't think they have resolved that, but it's that, and then you had the threat in Granite City of those steel workers that were going to be. There's all these different spokes on the wheel here,
right?
And I think it's really important that we talk about that, because so many times we think of it's just maybe like we talked about earlier, the individuals that we've come to stereotype, quite honestly, about who needs it.
And drug addicts and alcoholics and all that, and that is minimal as to who we see.
It's always been like that.
It's the Joneses that really need the help that we've been trying to keep up with.
It truly is.
And
right.
it
is.
And what's sad is, and you hit on it, is Denise, is the fact that they're humiliated and embarrassed to the point that we aren't telling maybe we're just doing this to get by, and we might tell the significant other, but that's going to be humiliating. So let's go over here and at least provide this and just get through it with a smile on our face and not tell the kids. And there's a lot of different things that can go into that. And it's really important that you do these drives so you can keep this opportunity available too.
Absolutely. And as devastating as the SNAP program is, it really has shined a light, put a light on who we are and what we do on a daily basis, right?
Yeah.
It's the amount of devastation. When you say 50 families every single day,
that's a lot.
That's a lot.
It's huge.
And we are pushing, when I came on board 8 months ago, we were pushing 2 weeks. You can shop every 2 weeks. We are getting to 3 weeks, and we're pushing into 4. We cannot allow that to happen with our guests. Imagine going to the grocery store once a month. And what they get is what they get from us.
Yeah, that's
for the most part.
Yeah.
Some have other entities, but a lot of them, that's all they got. So.
And are you open? How many days are you open?
5 days a week.
5 days a week. So that's 250 times 4, and then do the math times 12 on what that could. And
a grocery cart.
Yeah, and a grocery cart.
Right. So that's a lot of food that leaves our building every single day.
That's incredible. It's so incredible in all the wrong ways too, just of all the people that need the help.
And then what are you doing for Christmas? Weren't they making baskets or something also?
So we have a huge toy drive, yes. And that's all brand new toys. So it looks almost like a Toys R Us when you walk in. So we will close down.
How do people donate? How do they participate in that as well?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Thank you, Denise. Thank you very much.
So we do have we have some barrels that we have dropped off to different locations, and a lot of church organizations, places around here, businesses that have just done this for so many years. And if you're new, we still have more that we can drop off to you. But you collect new toys; they are not wrapped, and then we set up the entire facility, and they get to come in and they get to shop for their children. So we are not just giving them something. They can come in and say, I want this type of baby doll or this kind of bike or whatever. And I have not seen it yet in action, but I have seen photos of last year, and it is insane. The tables that are just lining the hallways full of baby dolls and all of the things. And each family will get literally a trash bag full of brand new toys per child when they go home. So it is like an epic Christmas. It's Christmas on steroids. You're not just getting a toy.
I've got something to add to that. We don't want a barrel. I have a 16-foot box truck.
Let's fill that.
Let's fill it.
Gun. Let's fill that box.
Let's fill it. All you folks out there in Riverbend land,
love it.
You need to call us. Either call Christy, call Sparks Junk Removal at 618-433-1128. Bring us some toys. And on the junk removal side, we have toys that we get from house cleanouts.
Oh, yeah.
I think I have some bicycles there, and maybe some other stuff that we can also add. But let's fill a box truck.
What a great show.
Right?
Come on.
Get you in your Christmas feel.
No kidding. I mean, I'm glad. I'm kind of under the weather. This is really hitting me in the soft spot today. But now, when are we going to start the process? Just call you now and let's fill it up.
Right now.
Let's do it.
We can do. How many toys would that be?
A lot. That box truck holds 38 cubic yards. That's a lot. We can stack it. They're 8-foot tall ceilings.
Let's do it. Seriously,
Wow,
reach out.
Let's do it.
What's that phone number for that and for the food drive too?
618-433-1128. But y'all know my number. That's what they always call. But 618-781-1407. And give your number.
618-979-4009.
Really cool. We'll link everything.
thank you.
What is the website the best way to stay up to date, or your Facebook page?
Both. We're trying to update both as much as we can.
We're going to get you across the finish line, Christy. Let
Thank
me tell
you.
you
I
something.
appreciate that.
I'm going to jump in on this too, Denise.
Let's get this box truck full.
Let's cross-promote this and have some fun and tape it and do some social media commercials. All right, let's do it.
This. Thank you all.
I am glad.
See, this is what it's all about right here, right? Community.
By the way, none of this
getting
was scripted.
together.
We didn't have this like.
No.
Here's my computer. Seriously, that's just to go homepage of Google. I don't have any notes. There you go.
I love it. Thank you.
Man, that's
All the people
I hope if that's the way they mug is, I hope the airplane's better. This is from an airport. If it's that shaky, I think we're in deep trouble. We'll link everything. Thank you guys so much for your time. We'll take a quick break, and I'll give you top of the hour news next in OSF Healthcare.